Hello again, fellow humans, or whatever you evolved from. This is Up Civilization, the show where we look at our species and go, wait, we did what? Today's topic. Religion, mysticism, and that weird human habit of seeing gods in tree stumps, lightning storms, and sometimes each other. Is religion a purely human thing? Maybe not. Imagine a dog waiting patiently at the door. To her, the human is basically a god. He brings food. He comes back. Usually, she has no proof, just hope. That's not logic, that's belief. And hey, belief is a powerful thing. So what about monkeys? In the wild, some chimpanzees have been caught doing something oddly spiritual. No food, no fight, no mating in sight. Just one chimp, alone in the forest, suddenly screaming, throwing a rock into a hollow tree, and walking away like nothing happened. No explanation, no clear reason, just ritual. Maybe it's not belief in gods, but it is belief in meaning, and that's a big step. Let me tell you about Coco, a gorilla who learned sign language. She loved kittens. One day, her favorite kitten died. When asked what happened, she signed, "Gone, gone to place where you don't come back." She didn't know the word death, but she understood it. That's not just language. That's grief. That's something sacred. In West Africa, scientists caught something strange on camera. A chimpanzee walks into the forest, no audience, no reward. Suddenly, it grabs a rock and smashes it into a hollow tree. Then silence. Just like that, it walks away. Sometimes they do it in groups, sometimes alone, and those trees, stuffed full of rocks, no one knows why. A warning, a game, a prayer, or maybe their very first temple. 1,000,000 years ago, someone picked up a rock. It was round, red, and, by pure accident, it looked like a face. They carried it for kilometers, then left it somewhere else. Why? It had no use, no sharp edge. But maybe it meant something, the first ever found object. Or the earliest case of someone seeing a soul in a stone. Archaeologists once found a strange stone from nearly 2,000,000 years ago, not shaped by tools. Not food, not a weapon, just interesting. Someone carried it for miles, maybe just because it looked like a tiny face. It's the prehistoric version of picking up a cool rock and saying, "Nice, I'm keeping this." That moment when something useless starts to feel meaningful might just be the first spark of imagination. Deep in a cave in France, 336 meters from the entrance, something incredible was discovered. The cave is narrow, wet, and dark. To get in that far, you have to crawl through puddles and squeeze through tight spaces. And yet, almost 180,000 years ago, someone did exactly that. When archaeologists reached the chamber, they found rings of broken stalagmites neatly arranged in stacks. Hundreds of them. Some were even burned, and traces of soot were still visible. This wasn't shelter. It wasn't food. It was effort. Serious, unnecessary effort. Why would you go to all that trouble just to light a fire and build rings in the dark? That's not survival. That's a statement. It tells us one thing: they had time, energy, and something to express. And maybe, just maybe, they weren't that different from us. At some point, our ancestors started burying the dead. Not just tossing bodies into a hole to avoid the smell, but doing it with care. Sometimes they added tools. Or ochre, or food. That changes everything. It means the burial had meaning, not just function. Around 100,000 years ago in the Middle East, people started leaving the dead with gifts. Something to take with them. That's not hygiene. That's hope. Hope that there is a place to go. Hope that whoever's gone still matters. As time went on, rituals became more detailed. People shaped clay into bison. Not to eat, not to trade, but to stab with spears over and over. Some were painted, others modeled in caves and left with puncture marks. That's not hunting, that's rehearsal. They made drums, flutes, masks with animal faces. And no, we don't have the actual drums, but we do have the wooden rings that held their skins. They painted walls, danced, sang, and buried their dead with more and more care. That's not instinct, that's imagination. And it was getting stronger. Religion didn't just comfort individuals, it started holding groups together. When a tribe believes in the same spirit, they move as one. Doesn't matter if the spirit lives in a tree, the sky, or a wooden mask. What matters is that everyone agrees it's real. That shared belief makes people cooperate, trust, and fight side by side. Even if the idea is imaginary, the effect is very real. A well-fed tribe with a decent shaman could beat a hungry tribe with no story at all. That's when faith became strategy. Over time, some humans started asking tougher questions, not what spirit controls the storm, but where does lightning actually come from? That was a turning point. We didn't stop imagining, we just started testing. Science was born. A new kind of belief built not on hope, but on evidence. But don't worry, the old ways didn't disappear. Even today, one person can hold scientific facts in one hand and lucky socks in the other. Our brains carry every version of human thinking, from reflex to religion to reason. And honestly, that's what makes us interesting.